Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for day 4 of the 5-day Boost Your Biz website challenge. Today we are going to cover a lot, and I actually threw in an extra slide at the end for your notes so that you can take some extra notes. You're really going to want to. We're really digging in deep to freebie offers, product offers, how to really create a high converting landing page or sales page. Thanks again for joining me for this 5-day challenge. I know that if you guys start implementing some of these ideas, you're really going to start seeing some conversions on your website. So I'm going to jump right in and talk about today's talking points. So we're really going to be covering marketing strategies and product development. And the 3 talking points for today are how to create a freebie offer for website conversions, how to come up with amazing product offerings, and landing page and sales page 101. Okay, so lead magnet creation. This is your freebie offer. So, this really starts on your website or on your social media outlets, having that lead magnet so you can bring people in and get them to sign up for your email subscribe list. So first step is, generate the ideas that are best going to serve your ideal clients. So come up with have a spreadsheet. Excel works great. You can use Google Sheets. They have a worksheet in there that's very similar to Excel. I would start there, and I would create some columns and write out what, with your ideal client in mind. Write out some of the common situations that they face on a daily basis. What do they face on a daily basis? What do they face on a weekly basis? What do they face on a monthly basis? And put this at the very first column. I would put this in the very first column because you really want to highlight their pain points and what is it that they're struggling with. And I know you do want to come from a place of inspiration. You want to inspire people, but really I want to hit home that the psychology behind buying is really people will buy when they have a problem that needs to be solved. That's a big piece of online marketing, is that if people have a problem and you can solve it, then they're more likely to sign on with you and they will become your client. So I just really want to hit home that pain points are really important. Even though we don't like to think about the pain, it is an important thing. And if you really come from a place where you're not thinking so much of the pain, but how to solve this for them, that you are the person to solve this problem for your ideal client. You're the perfect person to solve this problem for them. You have the skill sets, you have the business in place to do this. So that's just my little rant. I'll stop right now so we can move on. So the next thing is now you know their pain points. What kind of a lead magnet could you offer, a freebie offer that would help them solve these problems? Put that off to the right. Put that next to the problem that they have. Put a freebie offering that would help. And then I want you to come up with one more column that will be off to the right of the lead magnet column. And this one, is just to clarify, what's the thing that's going to help, you're going to solve for them. Let me explain this a little more. So you're going to have, let me start over. So you're going to have the first column be the pain point. The next column is going to be the freebie offering. And let me clarify, the freebie offering could be ebook, could be PDF, could be white paper, could be case study. That's your freebie offer that you want off to the right. And off to the right of that, I want you to write down what that pain point and freebie offering, what you're going to solve for them. What is it going to solve for them that's going to make them jump for joy? A great example is going back to one of my clients that are health coaches, and they specifically concentrate on emotional eating. I actually have a few clients that focus on emotional eating. And so they've come up with freebie offers. They know their pain point is, they know one of their clients' pain points is that, when they have a bad day, something really bad happens, they immediately go to their food pantry and pick out their favorite comfort food, like a bag of chips or a box of cookies. They grab it and they start eating it. And that's their pain point, because they automatically do it without even knowing that they're doing it. So a freebie offering that one of my clients came up with is that she decided to create a video series, where it addresses how to, the video series addresses how to stop yourself when you know you've had a bad day, how to stop yourself and be very mindful of your feelings before you go to the cupboard. And so she created that video series, and that's the problem she solved. She solved the problem of stopping people in their tracks, being more mindful. It's a bad day. I know I'm having a bad day, and I'm going to make sure that I'm preventative instead of just not feeling it, not being mindful of it. And I have tools in my toolbox now from my coach, from my health coach, that I can use so that I stop this and that pain point is disappearing. So that's really how I want you to picture when you're creating this spreadsheet, that linear method. You're going to have the pain point. You're going to come up with a great lead magnet offer, like a PDF or a video series. And then what is that going to solve? What is that going to solve? How is that going to solve their pain point? And that's a great way to start generating ideas for your ideal clients. And the next part is, oh gosh, now I've got to create the lead magnet. So, just start with one. I know you have so many great ideas and you want to oh gosh, I can do both these at the same time, or I'm going to do all three of these this weekend. Just start with one. Start it and complete it before you move on to the next one. So choose a lead magnet idea from your list and create an outline of what you want the lead magnet to look like. Are there multiple steps that you are detailing to help solve this problem? And if so, you really want to create an outline, like step 1. Write an outline in your Word document. Put step 1, and then the other steps that go underneath step 1, like step 1A, step 1B, step 1C. And then if you have another step in that, put step 2, and then step 2A, etc. And you want to really lay this out before you start creating it, just so you're consistent and you have clarity when you're creating this lead magnet. No matter what platform you're using, if you're creating a PDF, white paper, video series, you still want to have that outline. You want to start with that outline. Okay, next is creating the content. Oh, this is the fun part of the lead magnet. So creating content is easier after your outline is created. It really is. As much as I hate, boxing myself in and creating an outline, I really just want to go and kind of do it. An outline is something that I always come back to and I always use. And the more that I use my outline, the more consistent I am throughout my lead magnet offer. So yeah, so simply, and then once you create the outline, if you're ready to create the content based on your outline, there's a couple ways that you can do it. For some people, they just want to type it out. They want to write it out, and especially if you're creating like an ebook, even if you're creating a video series, you're going to write out the script. A lot of people do it that way. And some people are like, you know what? I have such a hard time taking my ideas from my head and putting them on paper. It seems like an extra step. A lot of people will actually record themselves talking their content instead of writing it. And you can absolutely do this. It's actually a really quick way. And so I would suggest getting a platform called Audacity. Audacity, you can record yourself. And create that into an audio recording after you're done. So I would use Audacity. Another great one is Free Conference Call. You can tape yourself talking, and then it's great if you want to actually pull people on a conference call, so it's a win-win there. Another one, which is what I'm using for this video, is Zoom, Z-O-O-M, and I love this. I love this platform. It's amazing. You can do video. You can just have the audio recording, so I would highly recommend Zoom and using that. And then once you've recorded it, you save the MP3, and you would just need to transcribe it. So there's a lot of different things that you can use to transcribe. If you go online and Google search transcription software, you'll see Dragon will come up a lot. There's a couple of other ones, so you could purchase those and then have everything transcribed. If you're really not sure about the software and you don't want to pay for something you're not sure about, you can absolutely hire a transcriptionist, and it doesn't have to cost you that much. So if you're going to hire a transcriptionist, I would go onto Upworks.com and sign up for that as a business owner and search transcriptionist. And you can even post a job there where you're hiring somebody to transcribe your audios. And then once that's done, once you have the transcription or you have everything written out, that's when you can go through and do your second edits, your third edits, and then your final edits. And that's your lead magnet information, whether it's going to be for an ebook, PDF, white paper, or you're going to use that as a video script. I mean, that's done, and that can be done very quickly. Okay, so designing your lead magnet. This is so important. We're visual. We're visual. People are so visual. And just having like a white paper, for example, without any graphics, sometimes that's just not enough to engage people. And they're like, oh, this is really interesting stuff. I would like some more graphics. And if you have no idea how to create graphics, there's a couple things you can do. Canva.com. This is an amazing do-it-yourself graphic design platform. You go in, you sign up, they have and for the most part, a lot of it's free. You can create your own stuff. They have video tutorials. That's a great one if you want to create your own graphics. If you really are more interested in hiring somebody, there's a lot of ways that you can do that as well. So for hiring out, when it comes to design, I would first look at Fiverr.com. F as in Frank, I, V as in Victor, ERR.com. Go there. You will find so many contractors that are just so excited to help you create graphics for your products, or, of course, in this situation, for your freebie offering. And it doesn't cost that much. It really is not a huge amount that you're going to have to pay to have somebody create some graphics for you. And the best part about Fiverr is that if you don't know how to take your content and take your graphics and put it into a PDF, you can hire somebody on Fiverr to do that. So that's the one that I would recommend. Okay, next up. And yep, so that's going to complete your freebie offering. And once you have, I'm just going to go back real quick, and just once you have that freebie offering all set, that's when you can start implementing it on your website and gaining leads and getting them on your email subscribe list so you can start marketing to them. Okay, so next is product creation. And this is a little bit different than your freebie offering, but a lot of stuff is similar. Okay, so first up with product offerings is, let me click that again. Okay, write a list of your experiences and qualifications. So instead of first going to what your ideal client needs, you want to write a list down of what experiences you've had and what qualifications you have right now. And that's something great to circle back to when creating your product offering. Okay, and next, again, if you haven't identified your ideal client, you really want to do this before you create your product. It's so important because your ideal client, those are the ones that you want to sell. You want to absolutely sell to, and this is also a way of niching down. Sometimes entrepreneurs, and I am so guilty of this, we like to think broad. We want to try to solve everyone's problem. And it goes back to that old saying where you can't make everybody happy. And when you try to make everyone happy, no one's happy. Keep that in mind when you're creating products and services. You want to be very specific. Okay. And then again, same thing. You can basically use the same spreadsheet that you use for the freebie offering, and identify your ideal client's pain points. Same idea. Create that column. What are their pain points? What are their pain points? How can I solve them? The next step is to research what's out there now that's helping your ideal client with their pain points. This is so important when you're creating products, and this is different than a freebie offering because a product is something you're going to get paid for. So really take some time and research what's out there already. Research your competitors, research not just your competitors, not just them, but even other niche ideas that kind of, other niche competitors, I call them, people who are doing something that's similar but not exactly what you're doing. You want to see what they're offering as well. And there's some great places to research even more. I like to look on Amazon. I like to see what's out there for books based on my ideal client's pain point. So let's go back to the health coach and the emotional eating. Let's say that I really want to know what's out there right now for emotional eating books and in Kindle books. So I research emotional eating. And here's the great thing. Once you see what's out there, the next step is find the gap. What's out there, based on what's out there, and what your experience and qualifications are, and who your ideal clients are, where's the gap? What's missing? What is not being talked about that should be being talked about that you have experience in? Let's go back to the health coach again and let's say that I'm a health coach, I'm researching emotional eating, and I see tons of books that give you step-by-steps on specifically how to stop emotional eating in its track, but there's nothing out there that gives you recipes that are going to curb that emotional eating pattern. There's nothing that you can use for food. There's no recipes out there for food that can actually keep you from eating donuts or chips or anything like that. So I'm like, oh, I should create a recipe ebook that don't eat this instead, so that people have like a nice little toolbox full of recipes that they can go to instead of going to the chips and the cookies and stuff. So that's an example of having to find the gap, and it's so important when you're creating a product offering. Okay, and the next thing is to find the solution to the gap and how you can fill it with your expertise. I already kind of talked about that with my example, but that's so key as well, defining the solution to the gap. So you found the gap, you see what's not out there, and you're going to provide the solution, and you're going to put it into a product. It's so important, folks, when you're really trying to create a wonderful product for people. If you have something that nobody else has, it's going to make you that much more successful. And the last thing is list out some ways you can provide this information and then price it out. Price it out. What is this? You're going to provide solutions for this huge gap, something that that your ideal clients absolutely need. It's a no-brainer. Price it out. How much is it? How much is it worth? And think about the time that you're spending to put it together. Think about the time that you're going to have to spend to put it together and what that time is worth. Price it out. And the one last thing you can do is do some market research on pricing. And by market research, I usually suggest, if you have a list, pick out a few people and say, what do you think about this price for this? Or even ask them one-on-one. I've seen people that before they put out a product to everyone, they talk to one person and they sell one person on their product offering with that price point. And if it's an easy sell, then they reconsider the price point. Oh, maybe this is not enough. If it's a hard sell, but eventually they do make the sell, then they're probably right on the money with the price point. And you can also ask colleagues, say, what do you think of this price point? This is the problem I'm solving, and this is what the product entails. And you can even ask family members, get their feedback, and then I would take that feedback and also think about, what do you feel comfortable with? What's the price range that you feel comfortable with? You feel good, you feel like you're serving your ideal clients, but you're also serving yourself, making sure that you can pay the mortgage payment next month or buy groceries by selling it at this price point. Okay, lastly, landing page and sales page 101. And this is something I love to do as well. I love creating the design and the layout of landing pages and sales pages and the content. It's like one of my little tech things I go off and do when I really just need a break from everything else. So, okay, so here we go. First thing is, okay, so if you have a website, you can create your landing page and sales page right on your website. In fact, if you can do that, I would suggest it. It's great for SEO. It's a wonderful way to boost your ranking up on those on Google and some of those other search engines. The more sales pages you have, the more content you have, the more relevant it is to what it is your website's about. Divi theme and optimized press, like I talked about on day one, these themes work really well with sales page and landing page creations. In fact, they have ready-made designs for you, so you can just take those designs, take those templates, and then drop your information in. It's a wonderful way to build out your own landing page. Okay. And next is, really, guys, I would absolutely use a video. If you have the capacity to create a video for your sales page, I would absolutely do that. I would put it at the top. Creating a graphic banner as well is a wonderful way to pull people in. It's that visual appeal. I highly recommend doing that. It's going to convert so much better. Okay, so content is king for sales pages. I mean, it's great to have the visuals and the video, but really you gotta hone in on the content as well. Be specific about what your clients, your ideal clients, what they're gonna get from your sales page or landing page when they sign up. So let's go, and then we're gonna just dig in a little more to the content. So use objections and turn them into selling points. So a lot of times, your ideal clients, no matter what, everyone's going to have some kind of an objection. There's a very small percentage of people that are going to come just like, yeah, I'm sold. I love it. I'm going to buy it. There's not a lot of people that do that. A lot of people kind of sit and ponder on it and read through, and they make a very educated decision on what they purchase. So, you see it all the time when it comes to objections and turn them into selling points. So one objection is, I don't have enough time. So your ideal client could be saying, I don't have enough time to use this product. So what marketers will do, they'll turn that objection into a selling point, and they'll put it right in the copy. So for someone who doesn't have enough time, a marketer will talk about getting results in 30 minutes a day. Or they'll include something like fast action plan. They'll include that copy on their sales page. And really what it's doing is that you're taking the objection, something that your ideal client's going to say, I don't have enough time for this, and just saying, it's just 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day, and you can change everything. So that is one example, and there's so many more. I'm sure if you've seen sale pages, and you've seen that. And the next is, focus on, with your content, focus on results and make them eager to buy before they read the entire page. By this point, when you're creating the sales page or the landing page, you spent a good time in the head of your customer, and you've asked yourself what their objections are, what their ideal solutions are, and how they learn best. That's something else that I like to do, is I like to survey people. I'm like, how do you guys learn? What is a good platform for you to learn from? And getting a really clear idea of that. So with this part of the sales page, this is where you can really shine. You make sure that everything in your sales page answers their fears and objections and flips them into a positive feature benefit mindset. And that's the whole idea of saying just 30 minutes a day in that example I gave you before. Make sure that you communicate how your products and service will start getting them specific positive results, the results that they want. You really want to hone in on that content. And then make sure that you spell it out for them in language that resonates with their mindset. So choose words so that they can envision having the results right now, or at least they're on the path to getting them as soon as possible. So choose your words very wisely. And that, again, back to the objection example of not having enough time. We'll say just 30 minutes a day and you can have your dream life, or you can have this. And getting them to visualize that end result that they're going to get when they buy your product and services is really helpful in your content. So, you know, talk about how their situation or problem becomes easier the longer they are in contact with your offering. Talk about how the pain goes away, what the benefits are, how they, talk about how easy your product is to use in their day-to-day life. That's a huge plus when creating landing page and sales page copy. And then again, it kind of goes back to that visual piece. I told you guys to create a graphic banner and a video at the top because that's the first thing they see, but also take some time and money to invest in some graphics for the rest of the page. You'll see sometimes where people won't have a video, but they'll have a great graphic for an ebook. Again, Fiverr is a great place to have some graphics done. Take some time and invest some money to really make that sales page appealing and engaging. The content is, trust me, the content is really important, but keeping them on the page with graphics is another way of doing that. And then, I like to tell people, I'm like, add your bio at the end of your sales page or your landing page. Who is it that's selling this? Sometimes people just randomly find your landing page. And if you actually have your bio at the end, and I say to put it at the end, because you really want to hone in on the solution that you're providing at the beginning, but add your bio at the end and say what it is you do, how you serve your clients. Talk about, and build that trust factor. It is a way to build the trust factor, so that's really important on your landing and sales page. And then if you really want to hit a home run with your landing page and sales page, create some bonus offerings to add even more value. Sometimes just offering a 20-minute strategy call for everyone that purchases this product or service, that's a great bonus offering. Giving them access to an exclusive Facebook group, that's another example of a bonus offering. Just adding these bonus offerings so that people feel like they're getting the very best product with the very best deal. Okay, so that is day number 4, guys. I know we covered so much. I really hope you took some notes. The PowerPoint slides will be available for you. And again, if you can, I would listen through this video one more time just so you can catch some of those websites that I was suggesting for you. And I'm gonna, I'm also going to leave my calendar link in the email that sent you this video. So you can email me with any questions if you missed anything. If you want to talk some strategy on how to build out a freebie product or how to build out your actual product, you can have 20 minutes of my time. I am so happy to help. It's free of charge. I'll put my calendar link in there, set up a time, and we'll talk about it. So, okay, so tomorrow is the last day. We're going to pull it all together on day 5. We're going to talk about I'm going to give you some marketing tips and tricks for easy conversion. So these are some of the industry favorites that have been working amazing this year in 2016, and they are and most of these tricks are heading you into 2017 with some great conversion rates. So we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to give you a couple case study examples so you can see the difference in conversions. And let's do this. And then next steps after website conversions, like, oh, great, you know, Danielle, I took your tips and tricks and implemented them. And what do I do? What do I do next with website conversions? I'm going to give you some ideas on how to nurture that list a little further besides just email marketing. I'm going to give you some other tips and tricks. So that's it for day number 4. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, any questions, just hit the button, sign up for a calendar time, 20 minutes. I'm all yours. All right. Thank you, everyone.